Okay, boys and girls, so hope you're well. It's quite early on a Sunday morning, really, and I'm just tying off a few things, getting ready for tomorrow, and getting my accounts ready because it's end of month. What does that mean? Well, it means I take money out of the 5%. I take around 1,000, 1,200 a month every month from my prop accounts and put it over into a Vanguard. And I'm also currently building up a small gold account, which you've already seen me take 1,200 or so out of it, or whatever it was, and I've got it back to a baseline. But now I'm going to show you how to transfer and keep an internal wallet and do an update of where Vanguard is. So let's flick over. So the first thing that I've been up to is doing my transfers with this the other day. What this is Wise. It's kind of one of the payment platforms that you use for 5% as prop. I have my money come into this, so it goes into my US, which is there, and there you go. You'll see that £1,000 or $1,000 rather in on the last day. Always take it out, so I'm ready to put it in, and I do it every month. There you go. There's loads of them. Thousands. Just whatever I fancy. I'll take 750, 1,000, top it off, that sort of thing. So prop pays me quite well, and I'm quite pleased with it. Don't sing about it, because a lot of what we do is really individual and it's private. But what I wanted to show is this, because I'm doing this for the guys in the squad, and it doesn't look much here, but where it comes from, if I kind of pull down, you'll see I'm doing a series of early morning trades. It's one trade a morning, and it's predominantly gold, or I should say it is gold. It's all been marked up ready for the week coming. If I come over into the Discord and go to trade ideas, there it is there. So 20 to 8 this morning, and it's Sunday morning, so that's what I do for the guys. I actually give up my weekends. I've marked it all up ready for them, and I've done the same with DAX. So they're ready. It's here, and you'll see there's the balance, 532.69. And what we're using, if you want to follow this journey, is the BlackBull hedge account. There is a link for it below, and when you click on it, you see my face, and you'll get a couple of little extras off BlackBull. Okay, because I do quite well with BlackBull. I've got two accounts. So I've got one for swing and then this small one. Now what we do with this, if you go to my wallets and we look around here, you'll go, okay, well, what do I want to do? I want to do an internal transfer. So the source is going to come from here, the trading account. Okay, that's the one that I've just shown you. And what we're going to take out is the odd 32.69. 32.69. And we're going to put the target into my pound wallet. Now I have a dollar wallet and a pound wallet. Because obviously other accounts might trade in dollars. That's where it goes. But also I travel a lot, so I like dollars as well. Submit that there. And it's going into the Scruffy account. Bang. Okay. So what I'll have done now, if we look at the wallets, my pounds now has 32.69, which means my trading account, if I go to the live one, is now a straight 500, which if I pull up this, it should have taken £32 out of here and left 500, which it has. Woohoo! It's good, this, isn't it? So what I do with that now is I'll just give me a second and I'll pull up the journal that I use. So give me a second, I'll just pause. Okay, just pull that into shot here. What this is telling me, because this is my summary, that if you remember, we restarted this after we took money out, but I'm going to continue with this one. It's showing the same value. And what I'm looking to do for May, and we've just finished May, it's the beginning of June now. hit 500 as baseline, and then harvest profit. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here. There's the figure. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the wage, pop 32.69 into there, and just, well, I know it's the 2nd of June, but I'm just going to put in this. Okay. And then that is that. So that equals that. There we go. A little bit of a glitch. I must have made a mistake on that. Not to worry. There we go. So on the 31st, so same date as that, just drop that into there so I can see it. Yeah, I'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. Doesn't really matter. But 32.69 was taken out. It's gone up into there. So that's how much I took out this month. Meaning my balance is 500, but my gross, so I can keep an eye on exactly how much I've had, is 32. And then when I move it over into June, so I'm ready for this month, we start at 500. Now what I'm going to do with this is, whatever profits I get, I'm now going to start splitting in half, which will be this bit. And I'll take half out for me and half out for the sort of business to keep growing this account. Now, what I'm aiming to do, I'm going to leave it at 10% for the month. Our maximum bid is 50p. So we're going to drop that into there, 50p. And we're going to compound up the position size. Now, if I want to max this out, what you would do is, see that? Just put a little extra cell here, equals that times 2.5. That's my maximum allowance. So I just put that in just to keep half an eye of it. So if I see an absolute A1 slammer of a trade that pretty much can't lose, I may push the boat out to 125, but really what I'm working on is 50p. Okay. Now, as this comes down, I'll just drop this into here. So our target is 50 for the month. I have to do £2.31 per day in order to hit 50 quid, which will be a 10% growth on that account. That'll give me another 25 quid. Now, this is where things might get shaken up a little bit, because one of the tasks that I wanted to do was grow this so that I can get £70 a month or even £100 a month. So if I was to do that, I would actually have to do 20% growth. And if I put 20% into there, oops, sorry. So that'd be 100 is 20%. Actually, that's quite doable. 462 a day gets me £100 a month, and that should cover fossils shift. See the videos, we'll understand that. So that's what we're doing. In fact, I'm going to push the board out. I'm going to do that. So I'm going for 20% this month to gain 100. And what I'll do with the split is, if my wallet can have 70 quid in it, I'm fine. So at the moment, I need to get about 40, which will leave 60 in here for the month after. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we see it. But that's what we're doing. So we aim for £100 this month. Bingo. Whoop-de-doo. So what else do I do with what's going on? Well, what I actually do is I put money over into my Vanguard. Now I'm going to just drop the Vanguard in and I'll show you. It's currently doing quite well. It's actually lost money this month. And I'm glad I've pulled money out of what I was doing, because it would have lost a hell of a lot more if I didn't. We're currently sitting at the portfolio of just shy of 82,000. Now, this has grown substantially over the last 6 months. We still got a personal return of 14.7. So even with the losses, I am more than outperforming the banks. In fact, I'm 3 times better than the banks at this moment in time. And if we look at the investments, at what we're doing, you can see the losses. You know, they're coming in. The only thing that's making money at the moment is the emerging markets, which is here. Now, I might actually top that up a little bit. In fact, maybe we will. So the next time you see this, you might actually see this. I think what we'll do is we'll round that up to £2,000, and yes, we'll round that up to £2,000, and we'll just let it knock itself out, because it is okay. Now, the way that this is split up is quite simple. Cash is exactly what it says it is. It's cash. We have, let me just widen that up. It's just cash. Helps pay the fees. The fees on these things are minimal. I use a FTSE all cap, which is the principle of buy the haystack, not the needle. It's everything. You know, it's all around the world. A life strategy 80, which is kind of 80% stocks, 20% bonds. I don't put a great deal into it. I cleared everything down and dropped it all into the 60, which is the same, but it's slightly less volatile. And it's kind of that's my version of a safe haven. And the Global Markets Fund, as we've just been discussing, is just emerging markets like India and places like that. And from next month, I'll be starting to put money back to the S&P 500. Now, from a performance point of view, we can see it's gone up, 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 up. And it's dipped down, but it's still steadily rising, which I'm quite pleased about. It's not too bad at all. It is growing quite well. But if you look at the months, month to month, which is here, and we've got our overall return of all of the products together is 18.7. So that is pretty darn good. You know, here we are. So we don't always make money. You know, April we lost quite a bit of money. You know, 1,700 on there, but the overall cumulative returns are there. And even going back sort of through October, we lost 100 quid, which, all right, wasn't a great deal. But as you can see, it's starting to ramp up. And these are growing very, very well. Now, this is all compounded interest. I don't take anything out of this. In fact, I add to it. So the £1,000 that you saw me take out the fivers, that comes into here. The small account challenges that I do, I get 300 or 400 quid a month out of them, just doing different things. All goes into there. And what it does for me is it just builds up a nice portfolio. I want to get it to 100 grand. And then if you think about it, if it's doing 10%, just 10%, that means the passive income is £10,000 a year. 10 grand for doing nothing. Just holding it in here and looking at it once a month. Now, this month, what I did with it was I could see the markets are really high. I took everything out of S&P 500. I've took everything out of the all cap and I've moved it into the bonds as a safe haven. And the bonds will just look after themselves over the course of the next 5 years. It'll dip down, it'll push up, it'll dip down, but overall it'll make money. And I'll start buying back into the S&P 500. I'll buy back into the FTSE all cap. And as it moves against me, and I know it will, because there's got to be a correction soon, I'll be getting more units for the money I put in. So I'm using my small accounts and prop accounts to feed into it for a longer term goal that'll pay me £10,000 to £15,000 a year for doing nothing. And that's how I run it. So that's my accounts for this month. I'll look at it again at the end of this month, see where we're up to. You never know, it might be good, might be bad, but life's looking pretty good. And as for the small gold account, we're now harvesting money. So not only are the prop harvesting money, because that's what I do with the prop, I harvest the money out of it. I'm now going to harvest the money out of that small gold. I've got a baseline of 500. The next baseline will be 750. So try and get the account to 750, but keep taking the profits off it while it's growing. And then £50 becomes 70, 70 becomes 100, 100 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, etc., etc. And eventually we get a wage from building up. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.